Yeah, we're live. I don't know if you will start, Dave. Intro of
Sure.
some sort.
Let me just pull this up here. Okay, everybody. Welcome to those that are already in here. I'm going to be honest with all of you. We have some very special guests with us today from the Legit Bat podcast. Would you two like to introduce yourselves?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Joe. This is
Hey,
Jen.
I'm
We
Jen.
we usually have Ben with us too, but he had to work today. But thanks for having us, you guys. Oop, I gotta turn my volume down. Hang on. There we go.
No problem at all. Thank you for coming on. So just for the people that will be watching this after it goes live, just to give everyone a bit of a breakdown of what's going to happen, the audience, we're going to be looking at some really, really interesting Google Earth coordinates. We're also going to be looking at some more dark web footage, or as they say, gray area of the internet. We got to be careful with that word sometimes. And then in between all of that too, I actually have some notes here written down from something I was listening to earlier, and a book I was sort of reading that indirectly by total fluke connects and relates to all of this. So, and sorry for the brain fart, Jen and Joe. I totally apologize for forgetting your guys' names. My bad.
Usually
But,
it's typed in, but it's okay.
Oh yeah.
oh, perfect. Sorry about that. I can't even see from where I am here. It just says legit bat. That's all.
No, the Zoom call. I took it away. I just made a
Oh, I
nice show of
see.
names. Yeah, that's whatever.
Oh,
There I
there we
edited
go.
in.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome.
No, so there's some crazy stuff on Google Earth and like zooming in on satellite maps and things like that. Y'all were talking before the show about like seeing crazy weather radar, like in Canada, and like very like rigid structures of them all. But like here's something we found really, really strangely in the middle of Death Valley. This is kind of close to y'all, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just this thing, we'll zoom around it for a moment. It's I don't
Well,
know what you want to call this.
yeah, if I could give some context to this,
Sure.
basically for those that are members, we did a Zoom call a few nights back. If you were on the Zoom call, you'll know that we looked at this quite extensively, actually. But we realized that, you know what, it's best that we show it to everybody, and it kind of works out because Jen and Joe, they're I don't know if they live there at the moment, but they're from that general area. So could you guys add to what you like? Have you heard anything about Death Valley? Is there anything that you've any type of anomalies, paranormal stories, anything like that?
I don't remember hearing anything specifically out of Death Valley. I mean,
Okay.
hardly ever pay attention to where these stories come from. But
Okay.
Right.
is that a boat down there?
No,
looks like a boat,
there's
yeah.
you're about to see loads of boats in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What?
So
There's
base yeah.
That's crazy. Death Valley is pretty far away from us, to be fair. Like, it's probably 9 hours
Yeah, it's
away.
south. Yeah.
So
Okay,
it's not
gotcha.
somewhere we could just
Like-
drive to and go exploring
Right.
if we wanted to. It would be like a weekend trip.
I mean, you've
Right.
got this swimming pool looking thing, but if you zoom in on it, I don't know, it looks like there's stars, or I don't know if it's like you could do Stargate portal type of thing, but it mirrors directly over here. Like
It mirrors that also for the audience, for those that are watching live right now. You're gonna see shortly there's a ton of not just boats, but military tanks
and then
that
just
are
to the field south of it. Yeah. See all these
Military
dots?
It
tanks.
looked like
Oh,
a
no.
keyhole.
Those
right
are
pointed
tanks.
outwards as if they're guarding whatever this is. And I also like to note too, I did some research after the member Zoom call, and apparently there's quite a bit of extensive volcanic activity within Death Valley. And that's interesting because if we take a look back at multiple eyewitness accounts, usually they're people that come from wealth because of the way in which they could situate their mansions, relative to a government a facility or something like this, claims to have seen that human looking aliens building bases underneath, inside, near these type of volcanoes. So I find it interesting that, again, we there's tons of footage, I mean, of UFOs going in and out of volcanoes. I just find it really peculiar that, Death Valley, there's this blocked out part on Google Earth. We got the tanks facing outwards as if they're defending something. Again, could it be a training exercise or a training routine?
S-
I certainly don't doubt it, but I
Right.
mean,
But there's no listed military base here. There's nothing like, I don't know why it would be. I mean, you've got like, see, these look like plants. That looks like little shrubs in the desert. But these things over here, those look like blast holes and like craters.
right.
Those
Exactly.
are
Oh, yeah.
sizes. You've got so many tanks out here.
I just wanted to say very quickly to those in the audience, we will be reading the comments as we go, just waiting for some more people to get in
Right.
into the stream. But Jay
That's
says, sorry.
That's literally not all though. Keep read the comment while
Yeah,
I
that-
zoom into this like literally just field south of here. It gets
Jay
weirder,
says,
guys.
Wells Gray Park Cave found in BC, up to $1 million fine for going near it. Any information? Well, Jay, interesting you bring that up because I'd like to go there or get as close to there as possible. I wonder if the caves are similar to that of some type of anomalistic energy occurrence that has happened in Nevada. People who have said, they're going to get near sort of murky areas in a legal sense of Area 51 as to whether or not they can go there. And then what would end up happening is they would literally disappear. Could it have been a simple murder because they saw something? It's very, I mean, look, I don't rule anything out, but Camden, please,
No,
if you
that's
wanted to.
to this field just to the south, just so we're in reference here. That's where this weird thing is. Not super far away is this other like field. It's got broken F-15s in it, like the nose broken off, definitely like gutted, like
Right.
not flyable planes. Right here you have like I don't know, like that to me looks like a truck on an elevator.
Well, if I could say very quickly, let's put one thing out of the way with first. Could these be target practice objects? Possibly, but here's the thing too, though. I mean, again, unless I'm missing context for those that are that are vets or that are watching it at the moment that know more than I do, please comment it. But you'd think that again, unless the boats are very old and defective, and you name it, you
boats
think,
there.
right? Better target practice or better, I guess, products for targets, if you will. But I mean, I got to be honest with you folks. This again, you'll see shortly why I say this, but this looks to me to be ripe for at least the surface level of something that's going on literally underground.
Like underground.
yeah.
Do they flood the like valley every so often and have like war games in boats? Like I don't even know what I could make a logical excuse for these things as.
Right, exactly.
Giant scrapyard.
It's I mean it.
Why there? What, like boats?
Well, notice the large square, like notice the large
Yeah.
patch of land that seems to be isolated or in a certain sense.
And
But I just
whatever
wanted
that
to
thing
read
is.
from Alicia, thank you so much. What's going on, Scott? You real? No, you're not banned, my friend. Eros, what's happening? Jesus Vargas or Jesus Vargas says that's near Ridgecrest. Lots of earthquakes out there. I live in LA. We feel the effects of the quakes out here. Interesting you bring that up, my friend, because we were just talking privately with Jen and Joe before we started the stream about how multiple ufologists, in particular this one case, again, you could say it's anecdotal, but one ufologist claimed to have met up with a human-looking alien, a Nordic one, in a forest in California, where this alien had told the ufologist that they had made agreements with the American government to, when he says they, I don't know if he means the Nordics as a whole or his faction. They made agreements where they were working on a big project. He wouldn't say what it was. He did allow the ufologist to take a picture of the craft when he was flying away, as the craft was coming up from the ground. I think I do have that image actually, but the point is that this Nordic alien was wearing a United States Air Force tight-fitting suit. The ufologist said if he wasn't flying that craft and if he didn't have that telepathic ability, you wouldn't be able to tell that he was even an alien. You would think that he's just regular human, little bit taller than average, but that's about it, right? And so he said that these sonic booms and earthquakes are the result of this project they're working on. But again, pure speculation in that regard, right? So
Yeah, that square over there, Camden, looks like a opening or a door or something.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
no,
at that.
That's weird. It's
It almost looks like the lid is open.
Yeah, exactly. Or like I can maybe say that's like a big wall, and that black square is its shadow, maybe.
Yeah.
Of thing. Like that's the only other thing I can think. But yeah, dude, there's some crazy stuff here. We're about to go to that weird star thing in a second, Dave.
yeah, no, take your time. I'll keep reading some comments here if that's cool.
This is one I
Oh,
want to mention. Like, okay,
Sure.
they do this setup all the time. These 3 containers and then a truck. That way in the middle, like, is it doing the Austin Powers scene, like 28-point turn? Like, I mean, I don't. Like,
Is it
I'm asking
possible-
y'all, like, what do you
Right.
think this stuff could be there for?
Is it possible? Is it possible, Camden, for you to go to that tank that we were looking at with during the members episode? It looked like a regular tank, but once we zoomed in on it, our friend Scott
Talking
said
about like
no.
the anti-air.
Right, the anti-ballistic missiles.
This is where we started, just for reference of everybody. And then these anti-air gun type things are up here. Like that is 100% like ballistic missiles.
Yep. Sam
yeah,
Trick.
those.
And that is like in artillery position.
Right.
These
Let me see. Sorry, did you guys want to jump in?
So do you think it could be some sort of military testing, though? I mean, based on the
has to
distances,
be.
they could set up those cars behind those containers and then shoot at them from a tank as far away as possible to see what the effects are. I mean,
yeah, like no, I'm all for it. Anything that
Be
makes
flat.
any kind of sense. Like what's this thing? That looks like a platform to be an elevator too, but I have no idea.
Scott says they're staged as a convoy, all of the trucks in a row.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
yeah, like war games, just practice war, and it's in the desert where they like to have lots of wars.
like this
So-
thing.
I wouldn't be a bit
It's a great
surprised if
place
there
to
was some
practice.
underground bases there, though, because that looks like a great spot to have a dome or
Right.
something like that.
A massive complex, 100%.
Okay, here's a
I'm
good
just
question for you guys.
Oh,
Like
sure.
we saw all the boats, right? Like there's even this boat over here that's a really big fucking boat to be in the middle of the desert. Where is it? It's right here. Like that's a big boat to be in the middle of the desert.
Very much, in my
Oh,
opinion,
wow.
very much so.
Like, but so they're all normal colored, and then you go down here. Why are these boats orange? Like orange as hell. Are they rusted?
It's just
Like there's a whole nother boat.
Why is there
right
so
in-
many?
I know, and like there's a boat. That one's not orange. It's really in the same spot. It's not like it's the sun. Why are they orange?
did you show the yeah, right there next to the
You talking about this thing? These look like
Yeah.
I don't know, like weird shadowed walls maybe again, but also like they seem so
could be archways of sorts or
yeah,
something.
I don't know. There's so many different like strange anomalies of this entire
Right.
place. Here's a really
Befo-
good one. Y'all are not gonna know what this is either because I can't figure that shit out. Where is it? Well, see, that looks like an elevator down to somewhere. I'm interested, like bare minimum helicopter pad, I guess.
At the
No, they're
I
just
mean,
amphitheaters. You know, they just
Right.
have bands come out there every once in a while.
It looks like a
So-
really cool paintball field.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. But I'm
Well,
just gonna read.
here's a paintball nuke.
What's that?
That is a giant missile.
Yeah,
in the
that's
middle
big.
of this like
Wow.
like Star of David like design of these. I don't know what they're here for in this like geometric pattern of like things. Like that's
Yeah, that
weird.
pattern's
The hell.
yeah. Scott asks, do you guys have any info on other countries that have alien involvement like the USA? Scott, brother, yes, 100%. France, some documents from France, from Germany, actually from the from the Vatican's top exorcist writing a secret letter. Well, secret. It's now leaked, if you want to call it, to Pope John Paul II. Is saying that these aliens they're not demons, they're not the results of possessed entities. They need to be treated with respect, and we should study them as they are studying us at this moment. He wrote this to Pope John Paul II in the late 90s. And then when that memo got out, he then said that he was theorizing and that his views did not reflect that of the institution of the church. Again, my whole thing, I'm a little sarcastic when I say this, but I mean, again, the Vatican's number one exorcist, I forgot the cardinal's name off the top of my head, but he was the number one guy that Pope John Paul II would go to for all of these paranormal issues and things like that globally. You're telling me Pope John Paul wanted to receive a secret letter about his number one exorcist's conspiracy theory on aliens? Doesn't make sense to me.
It looks like one of those giant containers, but it's like crunched up by King Kong.
Right. and yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. So again, that memo was written with such certainty, but again, the whole thing is, okay, if you can't prove it, then too bad. But there's a few things I wanted to mention since we have about like 80 people on the stream right now. When we go to the next set of coordinates, I believe the Indonesia ones, when we get there, I have a few notes written down that sort of connects to more of a realistic level of politics and how this would work in a way. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna read some comments and then
Okay,
we'll
so
take-
this is a town.
Yeah.
This Kosovo volcanic field. We looked this up in the members.
Right.
You're not allowed in here because it's military testing. But they all have pools. Like, I'm glad they get to lounge out by the pool and wherever the hell this is.
This is ripe for a deep underground complex, if you
know,
ask me.
right?
This is perfect for that.
Like, just these
Um,
random things out here in the
yeah.
middle of fucking nowhere.
It's probably
Um,
just another Epstein Island or something.
Or so,
Can I
yeah,
say
I
that
could.
word on here?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I honestly, at this point, I don't rule anything out. To be straight with you, but
It's
race
right by a
levers.
volcano too.
Yeah, exactly.
This volcanic field.
You know, there's
Oh
some
yeah,
that have
it's
said
Dr.
that.
Evil's lair for sure.
Yeah, there's some that have said that those homes, believe it or not, speculated, no proof, but those homes are the homes of human-looking extraterrestrials. Again, because of the volcanic activity, things like that. I know it sounds a little bit ridiculous, but let's see, race levers.
Nothing's off the table these days.
That's exactly my thoughts. Yeah. Race lever says the only way to get to the bottom of this is to strap a helmet cam to Janung and have him sneak in there to get restless.
That's funny.
That's funny. That's
a
good.
one.
I like that.
I'm gonna take my
Camden
Jeep
would
and I'm
probably
just
do
gonna
it, too.
drive here. They can't stop me.
Jay says the climbing gear needed would be quite a bit, as they claim it's 145 meters to the first plateau.
So these are on plateaus, like hidden up.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Mike, what's going on, brother? Commonwealth of Alaska.
Where was that one?
You found the flip side. Not sure what you're referring to. The flip side, my friend.
So like this is one of the roads that lead into it, and that totally looks like, I don't know, giant like turret stations, guard post type ththings. That's an interesting one.
Wouldn't surprise me if there's some type of energy field there as well, too. Let's see. Oh, Uriel. Oh, my friend Uriel, we haven't been deleting comments or anything at all, brother. So whatever's happening, it must be a glitch, I guess, on YouTube's part.
It ain't a glitch.
Do you know if any of this is like public access or is it off limits or? Because I want to go down there and check it out.
I know, right? Specifically, the volcanic park volcano
are off
field,
limits.
this is off limits because we could find information about this place. Now, I don't know if you can even like get there anyway down into here.
What's interesting though, right? And to add to that as well,
I feel like, why can't I go through this Pearsonville town and then just cut right? Like, I don't see where they can stop me. You get what I mean? Like, it's desert.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I go there? I see no reason I couldn't.
one of the things I found in my research that's consistent is that the human-looking aliens, for some reason, not just in America, but the Nordics, if you want to call them, seem to take an interest, a very strong interest in the Earth's volcanic activity. Again, could it be to try to preserve the planet, or who? God knows. But again, interesting that these military training grounds, and let's see here, these military training grounds are also right next to these volcanoes. Again, could be sort of like kill two birds with one stone type of thing.
Right.
It could be, again, in this case, the American military under the guidance of these beings in a special program, right? It's interesting too, though, because again, telepathically, there have been cases where people who are more spiritually oriented, they would go to Las Vegas casino and they would somehow hear other people speaking to each other, other beings speaking to each other. And there was one instance where this one woman noticed that these other two, at least externally human looking aliens, noticed her telepathically. And then they kind of looked at her. They sort of both on both parties, both ends, they acknowledged that, you know, this is sort of very out there. And then it was a woman and a male alien. And the woman said to the man telepathically, she's not part of the program, just keep going, leave her alone. But for some reason, this average, you know, everyday woman was just able to hear their thoughts. And again, could be possible that more spiritual inclination could lead to that, right?
I've heard a lot of stories like that where somebody walks by someone and they just know they're an alien. They both kind of like stare at each other and it's like a telepathic knowing, and then they just go on their way. Right.
Oh, Mr. Scott says, I wonder if the volcanic activity has something to do with Agartha. Again, brother, that's the other thing too.
Solid.
And sort of leads me to my thinking of, if presuming there's beings in Hollow Earth, whether they're human looking or not, I wonder how much of an effect this alleged, you know, planetary crisis on the surface has on what's going on internally, right? If anything. But
So my thinking is this has pictures, so you can get to this place called Little Petroglyph Canyon Trailhead. And I went all the way down the road, and if you just take this very faint dirt road, it doesn't look like there's anything to stop you from getting all the way into where we're talking about right now. I looked for all the little guard towers. I mean, I'm sure they're hiding some, but I don't see why they can't.
Sorry, that's like Area 51, right? They say, there's only a fence and a few little buildings, but it's very shady. You got black helicopters flying by all the time, and you try to get really close.
A lot of drones.
Yeah, there's apparently, underground sensors, you name it, right? So, let's see. Deplorable Janet says hi to Jen and Joe.
What's up, Janet?
Hi, Janet.
Oh, and she also, she said hi to Big Dumb as well too. Sorry about that. Let's see. Corey says, not that I was aware of.
Here, that looks like a like straight up entrance to something underground. Like this part over here is level, and then, like down there.
That's look at the shadow from the elevated platform.
Huh.
That looks.
Yeah, that has to go somewhere. It's an entrance, and there's nothing behind it.
And then if you zoom out a bit more,
we should do a GoFundMe. Do a GoFundMe and pull exactly. We'll all go down there.
Exactly. Also, Camden, we got Thomas put some coordinates into the stream chat.
Okay.
So what we'll do, guys? We'll save the coordinates. We'll put them aside.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm gonna open a new tab of it. But I mean,
I can even write.
Zoom around on this, all up in and out, and like find so many things in this area that we're like starting at for a long, long time, dude. Like it makes no sense. Whatever the hell this is, that giant boat. The mirror, like you can, all these big dots, those are all tanks for whatever the fuck reason.
Yeah.
Like you could go for hours in and out on this place.
I think the keyhole one is the most strange. It's especially when you zoom in and it looks like stars or something. The entrance to the abyss. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Let's see here very quickly.
And
Deplorable.
So, before we move on, I want to ask them, what's your opinion on this mirror part? Like, why do you think that it would be mirrored below it?
It's probably easier to figure that out if we knew what the first thing was,
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
Maybe they're trying to dig another one.
Maybe it's covered up. The one has sand on it looks like it's covered up really well. And then maybe as the satellite passed over the other one, it wasn't as covered up. So they used some sort of masking that they used.
They told them they weren't in the parking spot and they had to move over here. Like, I don't.
Right? You're just like, I'm parking over here today. Screw you in your parking spaces. I don't obey the lines.
Let's go
Race Lever says Race Lever says, you got this, Camden. Get in there, take one for the team, and don't discourage him, Dave. I 100%, I definitely won't. Okay, is this the Indonesia one?
Yeah, this is in Indonesia.
Okay, so I have a little bit of an intro to this. Not so much about what we're seeing visually, but more so about why these bases.
Just so everyone sees where we are. There's New Guinea, there's Australia, and this little island has whatever the hell that is.
Yep.
It's distorting all the trees and all the.
Hey Dan, what's going on, brother? Oh, Eris, I totally see what you mean. Okay, so this was, I just wanted to say, so these types of bases or, alleged bases that are found on Google Earth, it makes me think of something that I was reading the other day, which I think it's called The Fourth Turning. It's a huge book. It's by Strauss, and what was the other gentleman's name? Anyways, it's about like the future of warfare and the mentality of all this. And then I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but Steve Bannon went on Tim Pool's podcast a few months back. Basically, he was part at one point of the National Security Council. He's been a political strategist for a long time. You guys will see in a second how this all ties in. So when he was on the National Security Council, what's interesting is that he said, you could tell he didn't want to say too much because there's things these guys just won't say publicly because they don't want to risk their own personal or family lives. But he said, when he was on the National Security Council, he could tell and he could feel that there was something wrong with the national security apparatus. Now, the first thing that made me think of that is the whole thing of, Afghanistan. In theory, these elites don't want these wars to end because, again, it's an endless war. You keep making money. We look at Julian Assange. in 2011 saying that the transnational elites are trying to use Afghanistan as a money funneler. And I bring all this up because it seems like wherever there's very good footage of UFOs being filmed in parts like Latin America, parts like Indonesia, it's interesting. And these, hybrid leaks, these beings that are found in Spain and in Brazil and all that. One thing I found relative to reading The Fourth Turning is that these tests, these leaks, and these sightings seem to be in the parts of the world where there is, I wouldn't say strong economic stability, but enough economic stability that the CIA can control. But from a social aspect, everything's a catastrophe. And what I mean by socially is that, like, for example, if you had a hybrid alien somehow make its way to a McDonald's in New York City, in minutes, if not seconds, it would be all over the internet. But if you have a hybrid baby accidentally leak from a lab or something like this in Latin America, and it makes its way to a small village, say in, Brazil or something like that, which we've seen, what happens? The villagers, from a social aspect, and I'm not trying to disrespect them by any means, but they're just more simple-minded people than that of city folk, right? And so what do they normally do? They freak out. The first thing they don't think of is, let's grab our phones. Now, yeah, some of them will grab the phones and things like that, but it's easier to control from a social level. And these elites, the same ones that don't want the wars to end and things like that, also could be using these bases in these parts of the world, again, as a cover for different explosions and things like that. There's some cases that we talk about with regards to Desert Storm, about how the TR-3B was allegedly used in Desert Storm to erase a bunch of evidence about this type of stuff. Now, the last thing I want to mention too is that it all ties. I'm not saying there's a big conspiracy, actually, quite to the contrary. If you look, for example, at people like, I don't know, just off the top of my head, Les Wexner, and then he appointed Jeffrey Epstein to be part of the Trilateral Commission. These, in my opinion, are the same people that want the wars to keep going. And if you can control an endless war, if you create the problem and the solution, that's also the best geographical area to have these things, these types of tests conducted, extremely advanced weapons conducted. And then if there's ever a leak or there's a slip up on, in this case, Google Earth or something like that, it's nothing. You can just push it aside. But anyways, sorry for the rambling. I just had a bit of a theory on that, the way that these transnational elites guys. And another thing too, last thing, is that with regards to globalism, these underground bases make perfect sense to be where they are geographically, because again, the elites of the world have felt, okay, under the guise of capitalism, generally speaking, in the West and in Europe, we have now dominated our respective countries. So now it's not viewed as, okay, I'm a super rich American billionaire, and now I'm going to meet up with a super rich Chinese billionaire, or Russian billionaire, or what, an African billionaire. I don't believe they see it like that anymore, believe it or not. I believe they see it as the elites trying to suppress the working class. And that's not like a conspiracy, really. We can all agree on that, but they're using these types of wars and bases to cover for these types of things. So it's just a theory. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be totally wrong, but anyways,
I think you're pretty close to spot on.
It was just something I thought of before we started this. I was listening to the podcast, and then I was like, wait a minute. Indonesia. And it's interesting that, again, notice that the National Security Council's biggest issues with these countries also tend to have the most prominent visual slip-ups on Google Earth. So, again, I could be wrong, but...
I mean, I don't know. Like, you look at the way the trees are warped all around this thing, too. Like, it's right. Like, that's not what they would look like normally. I mean, you can call it any sort of strange anomaly at bare minimum. It's something like gravity-ish.
Do you think Google Earth in its programming from the elites has certain coordinates that they blur out or put weird structures on purpose to hide something else? So every time the satellite goes to that area, as soon as those coordinates pop up on Google Earth, it knows to skew the image in some way.
No, absolutely. Right. I mean, for reference here, this is this same place on MapQuest. So, like, it's not there on MapQuest. It even, like, when it does this weird change of, like, it's blocking the entire beach is this long, but now when it's where this thing would be, it's like the beach is only that long. Like, it's like, this is a really edited photo of where this thing is on this one. So it's my point is, like, both of them are doing fucky shit differently in this same spot.
Right.
It's weird that it's like a hexagonal shape too.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
No, you didn't. It's just
the other thing I wanted to say too is that, again, this is all assuming the elites are not taking orders from, again, a potential extraterrestrial species that is guiding them in one direction or another. Whether that's good or bad is not for me to say, but I mean, it's possible, because there was speculation that there were certain extraterrestrials that wanted humanity to know about the ETs in general many years ago, but a certain gray alien species is suppressing this. It's possible that, when you look at the way that these elites tend to congregate together and the goals that they have, look at the way in which they're viewing the world right now, the way, again, the World Economic Forum, the way they're pushing globalism. You notice the way exactly. You notice also the way in which, I don't want to make the comparison to the Anunnaki, but the story of the Anunnaki, where a handful of beings ruled over a handful of regions of the world. It wasn't viewed as a country, as a territory. It was a region. And so it seems like that's what's happening here. Yes, on the surface level, we got Italy, Spain, we got Europe, we got Germany, but they view it as a sort of borderless type of region, and their parameters are now defined on their own. But again, it's just a theory. It just seems like the way in which things are going, which makes me think there's a potential extraterrestrial influence at some level, at some point.
For sure. I mean, look at the way we study other, lower beings compared to us. If we were studying like a beehive or whatever, and we would make our own regions for them based on what our needs were and what we were trying to look at. But the bees would have their own regions that we wouldn't care about. We'd be like, well, okay, whatever. Or we might not even know that they existed because we don't communicate with them. So, I mean, I definitely do think there's a race of intelligent beings, or multiple races, and whatever they have in mind for us, whatever they call us, whatever their regions are, that's for them. They definitely don't care what we have going on down here.
Totally. Or it could just be viewing most of it as an experiment of some kind. Like exactly. Were you gonna jump in, Camden?
Yes. Someone sent me zoom.earth, and I'm just like, it gets real clear. So I was gonna try to find that first place on here, but I'm having a hard time finding it.
Let me read some comments here.
So I like, another point I wanted to make, like, look at all the trees on this little island. Like, those are all perfectly weird gridded trees. Like, they get swoopy around here. Like, I don't know, this whole little mini island is something weird. And then what about these two orange things? Those are structures, right? Because there's another one right there. Like, I don't know.
Camden, brother, if you don't mind, we got I can write it down if you can't do it right now. Keith in the chat just put some coordinates. He said North Pole Tic Tac base.
Cool. No, I can copy paste it. It's not
okay, cool. Let's see here. Ray Slever says people should stop calling them the elites. At worst, it gives them power. At best, it gets their rocks off. We should brain tank a new word for the. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Scott says those trees are a perfect grid.
Yeah.
We'll just call them the parasite class.
That's. I think we would probably all agree with that. Amon says North and South Pole are the best examples. Man of War says lizard eye. Jay says try toggling Street View to see if we can get eyes on the ground.
Yeah, no, I know where they got Street View, and it's not there.
Koyo says been hearing a lot of underground explosions in the New England area.
Interesting.
Amon goes, maybe some of them lead to Hollow Earth. It's possible, and that there may have been on the surface level a human military addition to it, right? To allow for maybe reverse engineered human tech to get in there in an easier fashion. But certainly, Posent Habertonum or Cody says industry tap subsea military bases. Yeah. Quet Importa says, or Q Quet Importa says, Stargate into the same world, different dimensions. Yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me if, again, that we don't understand the difference between the, dimensions and different worlds, so to speak, generally. But what do we have here?
This is okay. So this is an Antarctica one. They do get weird on Antarctica. Like I don't like. Why are those photos that color? I don't know. Whatever. But this thing is something. It's either like a canyon or you can make it go up. But lots of people on the internet like to say that this looks like a crashed flying saucer.
Oh, I was gonna say it looks like a snow vagina, but yeah,
I agree. I agree there. Yeah, but that's what people.
Oh, sorry.
No, you keep going.
Wild says, I visited Barrow in Alaska. There is UFOs going in and out of the ice. Totally believe that. Wild. I mean, I've seen footage too of people flying their own planes, around Alaska, that general area too, and you just see things literally just shoot by. Speaking of which, apparently there's also some footage that shows a UFO zooming by the Twin Towers during when 9/11 happened. There was an angle that somebody got. Let's see here.
Oh shit.
Chili Avocado Gaming asks, how many people do you think are a part of the program? Chili, when you say program, do you mean just knowledge, like confirmation of the existence of extraterrestrials, or do you mean, because there's tons of programs. Some of them are contracted out. Some of them are very well kept secret. They're compartmentalized to the point where you don't even know what's going on. So it depends what you mean. But how many people do I think are part of the program? It definitely in the tens of thousands, globally. Definitely, there's a lot more people that know for a fact of the existence of ETs, in my opinion, than most would think. But again, we have to remember too, if we look at some of the whistleblower accounts, what we'll find is that the compartments, they were put into groups of anywhere from 10 to 40 people, so that even to this very day, with all the technology around, when, for example, these employees would be handed their documents, if some of the information on those documents would be fake, but it would be disinformation just relative to that one compartmentalized group. So if anyone started talking publicly, they could say, okay, how can we trace it back? Okay, this part is not true about what he or she said, so we now know that they were part of this team. We've now narrowed it down to however many people.
Okay, so you want to see something weird about the first place we looked at?
Yep.
Something real weird. So I went to zoom.earth, which is a different kind of like almost clear image, but not, I mean, it's just different. Like this is what this place looks like. You can zoom in a little bit more, right? And still no real clue what that is. Not really sure, but this actually looks more defined as like a hill mountain type of thing. But remember all these tanks that we saw down here? Still looks like tanks until you zoom in, and now they just look like plants.
Oh.
Now they just look like plants.
Very interesting. Very good find.
Now they just look like plants.
Huh.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Maps are strange. I just want to go everywhere, I think. Okay, so they do definitely flood this place at some point. That's got to be why boats are there, I guess.
Huh. Yeah, but the flooding, I mean, I wonder, relative to a base being built, relative to something going on underground, I wonder.
What about all those other weird like star formations? Are those on this map too?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Oh, what is it? It's definitely still there, but they don't make it into plants because that would be really hard to do. They don't let you see what it is like Google does, though. It's so interesting, dude.
Race lever. I got you. I see what you're saying. Julie Sunshine says Nito Mosquito. Kenny Crypto asks Dulce base thoughts, or the Dulce base, or whatever, however you say it. I mean, I think it's one of the more.
Those are boats.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah. Look at the boats are all blurred out.
By the way, there was a jump in the stream about like 10-15 people. For those that just joined, we're comparing we're looking at different coordinates constantly, but we're also comparing Zoom Earth compared to Google Earth. They
really do be making all of these look like plants as hard as they can.
Yeah,
okay,
those for those that weren't here on the earlier stream. Yeah, Camden, could you show? Those were tanks on Google Earth.
So like, undeniably tanks. And then hold on.
Completely.
Pull this up.
Oh yeah, side by side it.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh wow.
Same tank,
You can
right?
see, you can totally,
Yeah.
you can totally tell that
Yeah.
those are the same things. But you zoom
Oh,
into this one,
Merely
it
a
is
shrub.
man,
that's
great side by side view.
amazing. I can't believe these people. Like what?
uh,
What?
yeah, I know,
Wow.
right?
That is
The
wild.
boats will be a good one too. Actually, I'm gonna
Oh,
go
sorry.
just
I just wanted
go
the
ahead.
armchair priest says, uh, oh yes, I've seen all this. Me and my mother were just randomly looking. I believe around there are Chinese-owned buildings and Israeli-owned buildings. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Because again, on the surface level, not all things could be covered up in terms of logistics, documentation, especially with
Right.
complexes this large. I'm not saying that there everything's on paper because I'm sure it's not, but there has to be something that could provide evidence of what's going on here. Um, Kenny, with regards to the Dolce base, when you asked about that, I just
They
wanted to
try
say that
so
I
hard.
think
I'm
to
amazed
be
at how
fair, the
hard they
Dolce.
are trying. I'm
I know, I
sorry.
know.
I'm just baffled. This is insane.
No, no problem. The Dolce base, Kenny, I think significant, yes, relative to the other bases, but I also think that as often as people say, they're frightening. It's one of the more scary bases of all the alleged dumb bases across North America. I do think that it's been propped up quite a bit in the UFO community because it's one of the few things that we can sort of substantiate. So again, I'm not downplaying it whatsoever, but at the same time, could it have been sensationalized? Potentially, potentially. Sorry, guys. Please,
No,
I'll
like
stop
look
you.
how like they make you almost think that this one's gonna be clearer.
Yeah. What's
But
going on, Steve?
then you zoom in and this is nothing.
Wow.
They're so good at this.
Oh, Arrow says
Yeah,
the
that it's
missile.
available on one.
Arrow says the missile isn't in a cage. Arrows on where? On Google Earth or on
No, yeah, he
Zoom?
was talking neither one. He was talking about this thing, the weird Star of David whatever thing. It's not. It's just like out there. It's I don't
Wow.
know. Where is that?
I want to know how much they pay the people to go through these maps and blur out every little anomaly.
I
You know what I
won't-
mean?
I'll do that job.
It's really funny you bring that up, Joe, because a very good friend of the show, Gordon, said in the chat here just now, I knew a guy that was a mountaineer in Antarctica. He took geologists looking for meteorites on the white surface, but never disclosed what he saw or knew.
Wow.
Huh.
I mean,
Everyone that goes to Antarctica are geologists, archaeologists, scientists. They got to sign NDAs all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. That rocket or missile, whatever, it does look like it's on maybe a flat,
right.
like, I don't know, holder
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
trailer.
In the call we were talking about, I guess the thought process is like these mounds around them make them not like seeable at a distance. So
Right.
you can't tell that these are parked there like from far away. But like I don't know why these roads go around them in that like pattern. Like who's driving loops? I don't know.
No, exactly.
They're out there doing some weird like CERN opening ceremony thing out there.
They're trying to teleport missiles instead of shooting them.
Tony, to answer your question, Tony, yes. So Tony asked, so he says, my friend is in the Nigerian military. He told me that all UFOs are advanced military crafts. Do you have any info of extraterrestrial activity in Nigeria? Tony, I have tons, believe it or not, with regards to Nigeria. And I'm actually finding more and more cases in Nigeria, believe it or not. I do agree with your friend. I would say maybe this is a bit much. No, actually, I'd say 80%, if not more, is human at this point. But that 5-10%, again, the sightings were much more prevalent, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But I do believe most of it is a combination of human engineered and reverse engineered craft and technology. Yeah. Especially now that NATO, with a cosmic top secret clearance, at NATO, has now been essentially, I don't want to say confirmed, but enough witness blowers, eyewitness testimonies, have been conducted to substantiate that.
Like, what is this? In the members call, Dan was pretty sure it's a giant speaker. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, like, it's a drive-in movie screen.
Sure, yeah. They got to take breaks. They can't just plan, military coups abroad all the time.
Yeah.
Machu, yes. Machu says, I've heard the tanks are like old ones they use for shooting purposes. Right. I believe that. But when you look at the layout going back,
You're talking about
it's a
the
little
grid
bit,
thing?
it's a little fishy.
Yeah, that's just strange. Like, who needs things set up like that? Where did it go? I don't know. There's just so much out in the middle of nowhere here. That's totally helicopter landing pad, though.
Oh yeah, I certainly wouldn't doubt that for a second.
Yeah, no. Like, I get that they can, like, shoot these up, but the layout of things like that makes no fucking sense.
Right. Oh, Brian, brother, sweet. Great to have you on, my friend.
Oh, here's one. Wait, no, this one. So, we're in Antarctica, too.
Right.
This is one of the mountainous regions. That looks like an evil layer.
Race lever, I hear you, by the way. This was
Like,
this a disc or a
Oh wow.
I
Where
don't
is this one
know.
at?
In Antarctica. I don't know whose region, I guess. That would be interesting to look up. Who owns this land? Because they definitely
I wonder if
figured
that
it
would have
out.
been the old New Schwabenland
Yeah,
that's now, I
curious.
believe,
But, like, that's
Denmark's.
like half of a, like, semicircle coming out of a mountainside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like half of an Oreo.
Like,
Yeah, it does. Some say it's a crashed UFO or alien craft. Others say
right.
it's a entrance to a base of some kind.
I'm going to figure out who owns this tract of land. Where are
Oh,
we?
Dennis, thank you so much. And sweet pineapple, thank you so much for catching alive and joining us. Gordon says Dimensions and Time Travel, the program series Terra Nova, where they sent people back in time to repopulate the Earth, is exactly as what could be happening. When you look at some of the evidence behind the secret space program and things like that, if honestly a year ago I would have said, you know what, Gordon, nah, I'm not sure, but now I don't rule anything out. Anything. Patricia, this is interesting. Oh, sorry.
No. Keep going. I thought I was just telling them what I was doing. I'm trying to figure out who
Oh.
owns this land.
Patricia says, yeah, like in the movies, the ultra rich could be their bunker, have to be flown in. Well, Patricia, interesting you bring that up because apparently when top secret meetings need to be held, they're held in submarines, nuclear submarines. So there's almost a guarantee there's no form of, at least on the surface level, surveillance occurring in these meetings.
I'm gonna say
Again, we
Australia
don't.
owns it. This is
It's
Australia's
Australia.
claim. Yeah.
Interesting. You know how close the Australia is with the U.S., right?
Right. Well, it's it's a test site right now. See if they can get away with it.
It's a beta.
Yeah. So weird. That thing is.
Okay, Kenny, thank you so much, by the way, with regards to the compliments about the Patreon. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I mean, Antarctica's chopped the fuck up because of the way. Like, I don't understand. I mean, like, I guess those two things are actually connected in real life, but the way that they just, like, cut and paste together all the pictures of Antarctica is so strange to me.
Right. I was gonna ask
Composite.
I just wanted to ask the audience, did you guys want to jump on over to checking out some footage and then we'll jump back to the maps just to spice it up a little bit? Let's see what everyone says in the
I want
comments.
Jen to see this because it's my favorite thing.
Sure, of course.
So there's ice at the North Pole, right? There's at least an ice shelf. It's not land like Antarctica, but there's ice at the North Pole, right? Okay. Well, climate change deleted it all, just so you know. But guess what? They forgot to delete some of the ice.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Like, there's water, there's ice again. Like, they forgot to delete all of the ice.
Oh my
in the
God.
North Pole.
Wow. Are you allowed to go to the North Pole? I know we can't go to Antarctica, but what
Right.
about?
No one's tried to go as far as I know.
We're getting a very warm response with regards to looking at some footage just to change it up.
Okay.
So I don't know if you wanted to finish looking at this for a bit, if you wanted to point some more things out, or
I mean,
okay.
that's my favorite little, like,
Crazy.
they're
Gotcha.
actually. Oh wait, no, I'll show him.
Gotcha.
So, like,
Actually, here's what we're gonna do. That for those that follow me on Instagram, I posted I think a 12 or 13 second clip of from the dark web of a gray alien having the black parts of their eye removed from their eye socket. Apparently, they're artificial. It's used to protect their eyes from the exposure to light.
Yesterday.
Right. Now, here's what we'll do. For those that are watching this live, we'll watch the full version. There's quite a bit more to it that I didn't post. So, yeah. So I think I sent them over to you, Camden.
Yeah, no, you did.
For the record, there's no sound on any of these, if I remember.
Got you. So there's ice at the North Pole, right? There's ice at the North Pole, right? You know, like there's not land, but there's an ice shelf. Yeah. Well,
right.
Google Earth said climate change is real, and there's no more ice at the North Pole. But the funny thing is, they forgot to delete all the ice. Like there's just this one little stripe of still has ice and water there. Like, what? I don't know.
Actually, it all looks like ice still, and they just changed the color.
Right. They made it look like it's just water.
Corey says that's how they chop together a flat map into a ball.
Fair enough.
Stitching it together.
Let's see here. Patricia, you guys have a crazy collection of footage. Yeah, well, I mean, when anyone could find it. There's nothing that I know that's special. It's just on the gray area of the internet, you got to know the right keywords to use, the right, the ways that the algorithms work. Let's see.
Not to mention you're shown different things in different countries with the same keywords.
I know.
That too. Yep, exactly.
Different areas, yeah.
Machu asks, is there any leaked footage of close-up Antarctica or New Schwabenland? Allegedly, yes. But again, it's speculative. I have it. It's in my archives. I don't know if I can pull it up at this very moment, but
I do know
it's hard to confirm.
I had some good, I can try to find on YouTube. It only had literally like 300 views somehow on YouTube as like a 10-year-old video. And it was Admiral Byrd's like expedition there. It was like video of them videoing like the mountains, and then like, oh my gosh, there's like,
oh no, that's Warner Brothers footage though. That's like that's stock. Some of it's deleted. You could still find it, but there's more of that too. But yes, it's part of that whole like real film reel. Sorry. Could you pull up actually, Camden, the footage of the from the dark web of the eye being removed, that whole thing?
That's what I'm working on.
Oh, thank you.
She's got to watch her baby. She has to do other
or at least, sorry, the visor of sorts being removed. Okay, here we go.
So is there any way of actually like validating that this is in any way real though?
Here's the thing. In terms of validation of sources, I'm not just talking about this footage in general. No institutions, with regards to cinematography, special effects and all that, I don't know if they're not allowed to, they refuse to touch it. So you got to go to independent people. So it's usually like retired Hollywood guys that know what they're looking for, stuff like that. I have a couple people here in Toronto. I'll be honest, I consider them experts, but I'm sure there are, others that get paid to do it full time. Therefore, they're much better. But you got to look at the metadata behind it. Is there some type of, is there anything in the code that's manipulating it? Is there anything that could, create some type of Photoshop anomaly? This footage is interesting because I found this footage. Sorry, Camden, brother, if you could
it's coming back.
just play one more time.
Did you do you know what time period this was from, or?
Baby.
Truthfully, no. But what's interesting is that the footage I find on the dark web, with regards to what seems to be more real, is that it's footage that's very like the size of the screen's very small. You could tell it was filmed with a very old camera. There's some footage we have of some hexagonal bases, I believe, on the backside of Mars. That was filmed back in the 80s using a 1980s camera. So,
not to mention someone filmed it in portrait instead of landscape. Come on.
I know.
That's the other. Well, when you play this on the dark web, it's not even in portrait. It's in like a little cube thing. But I totally see what you're saying though, Joe. 100%. There were some people that raised some good questions about this, like why would they be treating this alien with such carelessness if they know what to look for and stuff like that. That's all. The reason why I don't get into those conversations, if you could just roll it again, brother, is that you can speculate so extensively. I mean, you can speculate so many different things. Like they said about the 2004 Tic Tac footage. They said that was all BS, and then the Pentagon said it's real. So,
Well,
for years.
I mean, I don't know if everyone knows it. It looks like some people in the comments do actually, but like apparently, the thought would go that they don't actually have those like giant black eyes, but those are like I guess sunglasses, but sunglasses that they're taking off here that fit actually like right on their eye. So I mean, I don't know. The like authenticity of it is, yeah, like Dave was saying, it's like very hard to prove. I mean,
sorry, Scott says silver nitrate film. That's what I was thinking, brother. But again, I have nothing to prove that, so I just don't want to, blab it out. But very good point. Tony, thank you so much. Wild, the name of their channel is Legit Bat Podcasts or Podcast. We got some people in the audience, guys, asking where to find you guys.
Just give us a goog. We're all over the place.
Let's see here. Ben Man 10 says, could that be where the Google Lens came from? Well, I'm going to be honest. It's something you laugh at first when people say like, oh, is that where the Google Glass is, or these types of, or, the concept behind contacts for your eyes came from. Look, when you look at the chronological order of things, presuming this is, the 40s, 50s, 60s, it's possible some of the tech and also the design for the sake of convenience, because they're bipedal and humanoid as well, right? It's possible that could have been disseminated into the commercial industry. And we know that if we look, for example, at Project Carrot, CARET, that leaked document there. And to add to that quickly, someone from Project Carrot described the way in which these beings too on a blog from 2007 with the credentials proving that they were, who they said they were, at least, that this is the way in which these autopsies and whatnot would be conducted. But things could definitely have changed. Like apparently there's, landing points. Oh, this is the Mars one. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
there's landing.
This is on Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, or is it in Nevada where they have farm circles? I mean, I had the time to have this sent off, and yeah.
the people I sent it to said they see no alteration of any kind.
I remember looking at layers of this one in like Video Editor 2, and there's nothing to find, but like, I don't know, man, deep fakes are getting to a point where,
yeah,
at what point is video evidence not admissible in court anymore?
Yeah, especially with diminished reality and all those apparatus. Yeah. Let's see. Let's play this over a couple more times just for those to see. Let's check out. Gordon says the lens looks real. They allegedly wear them because our sun's too bright. They're used to a red dwarf sun, which is a lot dimmer. Makes sense. Sure. Griff asks, what about Marion Island in South Africa, supposedly an area that has HARP that creates some of these hurricanes? I think there's different beacons or points. Griff, totally agree with you. Different points around the planet that would allow for this.
I found a really convincing one in Saudi Arabia. I think it was. And then like, it's set up the exact same way that the actual like publicly listed HARP facility is. It looks the exact same. And it's like at the very middle of this giant, like, remember those radio frequency things that, like, out of Havana that I was talking about earlier?
Right.
There's one of those like coming out of Saudi Arabia, and you zoom all the way into the middle, and it has this little like looks like a HARP setup building.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. There's all kinds of things.
Sorry, for those that there was about 10, 15 people that just came. This is allegedly footage from the 80s from the dark web of bases, hexagonal bases on the backside of Mars. Let's see. Daniel says, has anyone seen the stories about the Stomatolojeski cabinet base up north?
No, I have not.
Why does that sound familiar, Dan? Brother, that sounds familiar. MG says, OMG, Dykinen, that you, Dave, have recently been uncovering. Are you saying like this could be seen with Dykinen? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, maybe the lenses from the... Oh, wait, we need to talk about that one.
Right.
That one's interesting.
Actually, could you jump to the next piece of footage? Not the UFO one, the other one, where the thing is shape-shifting.
I'm looking up what Dan...
Gotcha. Right after we look this up, guys, you guys got to see this this shape-shifting one. This is really cool. Is this the...
Yeah, this is somewhere in the Arctic, like that. So that's the north.
I don't think it's been a secret per se that they have bases there. I don't think that's necessarily been like a... They've dodged world governments have dodged discussing it, but I don't think that it's like...
I want
No, I think it's a
coordinates.
pretty known thing. They just say it's
Yeah.
for science, to watch the
Yeah.
penguins or
Right.
whatever the fuck's up there.
Yeah.
That's weird though. That's a
They
weird
should really
looking
know
bird.
all there is to know about penguins by now and polar bears.
Oh, should they ever? Yeah, 100%, 100%. Oh, that's cool. We'll check that out after though. But
Yeah,
okay, you
Gotta
guys
watch
got
babies
to
just
see
do other
this.
things.
is this it? No, I don't like that one.
No, that's an old one too though. But
Looks like a car.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is.
So we could
There
talk
we go.
about
Look at
this
this thing.
like I don't know what you would maybe call this or not.
What
Sorry,
the
could you
heck
mute
is-
the sound, Camden, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do.
There we go. Okay. So I have used the images of this footage in thumbnails before for those that say, oh, this looks familiar. But hold on.
So it looks humanoid, and then it starts to expand. I don't know. Like you could
Let it play. It's going to replay.
okay, you could really easily decide to say this is VFX. I mean, it's not.
I'm
like people
gonna
aren't
be
good
yeah.
at it.
I'm gonna be straight up with all of you. We could easily say this is VFX. This is fake. Again, part of the purpose is to work together to help debunk this to see if it's legit or not. But at the same time, when we see and you look at the main episodes we do and we analyze some of the documents, especially the member stuff on Patreon, this tech really isn't that far out there. You look at some of the comments being made by military guys or ex-military guys that have been designated to speak on the topic. I say designated with air quotes. The tech doesn't necessarily blow me away as if 6 months ago I would have said, oh, come on. But
I mean, it's really easy to just write off as
Yeah.
VFX. But like,
Yeah.
I think the point that I always bring of an open mind is like, if things are not like, our brains are really good at convincing us that it's seeing something that makes sense. So like,
Yeah.
if we were to not understand what we were looking at, it wouldn't be like perceivable to us, you know what I mean? Like, so it wouldn't look normal, it wouldn't look real. That's the kind of logic that I'm going with.
and
Well,
that's another
absolutely.
thing,
If your brain doesn't have something to compare it to, if it has never seen that particular thing before, it can't just process what it's seeing. That's a fact.
Right.
So I totally get that. What did that thing turn into though? Ultimately, at the end of that clip,
Allegedly, it
How
ended
it
up
became-
turning into what we would see to be as like a craft if we saw it from a distance. But the only reason I'm very adamant about this potential science being real, not the footage, but the science behind it, is because there's again the idea that this certain elements of magnesium and all that from their craft are living and breathing. The case of Werner von Braun calling Yuri Geller to a NASA classified site in the 60s saying, help me figure out what this piece is because it's like it's breathing and living. Also, eyewitness accounts from the National Press Club in 2001, ex-military guys, 2, 3, 4-star generals, they've all said that the skin of some of the grays is the same material made up of their craft, which would explain that no curvatures inside or outside the craft, the ability to telepathically control the craft to the point where it's, again, singularity, transhumanism, as we would call it, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. They say it was like organic material on some of these crafts, and that the craft itself seemed to be the entity or the alien,
or at least a part of it, right?
Inside. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna send Camden send you some more footage on Telegram, but in the meantime, we can take a look at some more coordinates or whatever, and then I'll read some comments. I haven't checked the comments last few minutes.
Trina in the chat says it's sketchy that the video does go to the light. The video does go to the light source. You'd think they would have panned up, been like, where's that light coming from?
Well, I don't know if I would have thought to pan up if I was videoing that.
It was very stable. You got to give it to him. It was very stable, and it wasn't shit quality.
Right. Yeah, that's very good point, Joe.
What is this thing? I don't even know what. I mean, like, sure, I could see how they just like drug some grass over to like put it on top of the flying saucer, I guess. But also, I don't know.
Where's this one at?
This is in Argentina. Yeah,
Isn't
Argentina.
it Ojo I? Isn't that the eye?
Yes. It's called the eye. Yeah, I don't know. El Ojo Misterio. Let's look at it.
The
I don't-
mysterious eye?
Yeah, that's
it's
exactly what I
water.
guess it would mean. But no one's showing us anything cool. Losers. There it is. What? Okay. So that's water. Hold on.
Sorry, guys in the audience. I'm just pulling up. I'm sending Camden some more footage to look at.
So that's
on
not a
the-
shadow. This black is water. At least it would appear that way here. See?
Wow.
I mean,
So
Okay,
there's no way that can be not man-made, right?
yeah, like right.
not-
That
looks like a
it's
symbol
nature
from-
preserve though. So wouldn't it have to be? If
That looks
it's-
like some of the circles that aliens allegedly draw that are seen in crop circles that have been leaked in documents from Project Carrot.
I thought it looked familiar. Yeah, it does look like a crop circle.
a lot of people in the chat are saying that the scale doesn't add up to how big this thing is versus the photos we're looking at, which I could see. That doesn't look the same. This looks so much smaller
Yeah.
and like not a big deal.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Why? Okay, maybe this is just me being mindless here, but why black out why shadow that part? Why, when you compare the two?
Yeah, no. Like I'm trying to find other water. Is that water? Like, yeah, no, that looks way different than
Oh, I got some really good black goo footage. I don't think I've shared yet.
this. I
We
don't
we
know,
might have
yeah.
shown it on I don't know.
This one's a good one too. Antarctica, more crazy. That's definitely structure. Like that's some. I mean, sure it collapsed or it's a dome or like. That's not ice and that's not rock.
Almost looks like a tarp or something.
Like
Yeah, it looks like
a
it's
tarp.
deflated right now or something.
Wild says it looks like a puddle compared to like something way bigger.
Sure. I see where they're going with it. Yeah, no, but I like the dome. It's like they had an inflatable dome,
Right.
like
Oh,
igloo
Wyatt.
type thing, and then it deflated.
Right. Wyatt, brother. Yes, I'm gonna send them over to you. I have your email. I'll send over the Giants footage. In the meantime, why isn't this sending? This is strange. Do I have to do it one at a time?
Maybe. While you're sending those,
Sure.
do you guys know about the Eye of the Sahara? This is a good one on maps. Have you ever heard of that? Ooh, fun.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Okay.
I think it's Atlantis. There's solid speculation that it is. So Mauritania. This thing. It's like 3-ringed. You can see that, and it's like about 23 miles across. So like for reference, only the biggest city in this entire African country right now is right here, and it's only like 8 miles across. And that's a big city for scale, right? So like we go all the way out here to whatever this is, that's 23 miles across. That's huge. And it definitely has structure. It has things that were there.
Are there any on the ground photos of it? Like, do people go there?
There's only been 2 expeditions to this in recorded history. People have only gone here twice. Like, but there's definitely things that were there.
I sent a few to you, Camden, already.
Alright.
That went through.
Yeah, I'll go get them in a sec.
Thank you.
So Herodotus, he's a Greek philosopher. Where's that other building? He's kind of called the father of history. He's the person that like first started writing things down for real to record them. I think it's that one. No, there's another triangle building thing in the middle ring too. But he has a map of Africa, and over on the right side, left side of Africa is an Atlantis ? And then if you look up this country, Mauritania, the first king of it ever is named Atlas.
Huh.
Fair.
But no
That's
mention
really
of the legend of Atlantis at all. That would have nothing to do with it. I'm trying to find this other building because the other building's a solid one. Maybe it's in this ring.
All right.
See, like I used to sometimes, your phone is really good on maps to like just zoom in and out on things and just find weird stuff all over the world. If we want to believe that they're showing us what it really looks like. I can't remember where the other triangle was. I haven't looked at this one in a while.
Oh, these are some really good ones. Really,
are you sending
really
them on
good
Telegram?
Ones. Yep. There's already quite a few, but there's a really
Is there
good one.
Any indication of what this terrain is? Is it rocky or dusty?
Yeah, it's the textbook explanation of it is that the reason that the Sahara is there and like a desert is because the crust layer, the like air pocket magma bubble that was there, like popped, so to speak. Not a real volcanic eruption, but it kind of like popped and then caved in on itself. So the land like rose and dipped like in an undulating style. But like that would also make sense to say like Atlantis fell into the sea, but it wasn't falling into the sea. It actually was like the land around it was raising.
Imploding?
Yeah. Which is an interesting way to look at it. Maybe that's one? No. There's a couple structures here. It takes a long time to find them.
Trina says looks like an iris.
It is. It's called the Eye of the Sahara. And
there's nothing like right in the middle that's interesting.
No, see, no, you would want there to be, but no. I mean, but see how grainy that is? Like, I don't know. For only
Carrie says the flood brought the sand.
Right. Sure. For only 2 expeditions, archaeological digs ever to go there. Oh wait, there's something.
Okay, so there's that. There's that.
I don't know. There's something.
Cabin or something?
Yeah.
Could you pull up, brother, the when you're done looking at that, the black goo? It should be the first one I send you on Telegram. It's basically a crab trying to get away from it, and it clogs it up essentially. That one, honestly, just pick whatever you like because they're all really good in my opinion. Okay.
I don't know. I do know they be lying to us.
For sure.
Arb says, what if it's Earth's actual eye?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Here's a really good one. It's near a volcano. That's.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this is like black goo. Maybe not black goo. We don't know.
If this can be explained or debunked, please, I'd be more than happy if someone could in the comments, or if Jen and Joe, if you guys may be able to know of some type of aquatic creature. Yeah.
A sea slug, or I don't know what.
I would love an explanation because this is the scariest shit I've ever seen. So please, someone tell me that this is something very benign.
Is it eating that motherfucker?
It looks like it is.
Trying to like Venom Spider-Man style, like consume it. It really does look like.
And there's no explanation with this video?
Mm-mm.
Have you guys researched this at all? I'm gonna have to look this up.
I've been trying, but
it's so. I mean, it gets into like weird things you could call pseudoscience still, but like this seems.
Is the idea of
real.
Black goo?
Yeah, black goo.
The same thing as hydrogel.
Yeah.
Programmable matter, synthetic bio. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because we've been hearing a lot about hydrogel and the graphene and all that kind of stuff. So.
Right. Yeah.
Arb says flatworm, that's what I was trying to make it. I know what flatworms are. That doesn't look like one to me, but I know what they're trying to say. I get why they say it.
Okay, so I think I've sent quite a bit. Yeah, that's
like
good.
I get you, but it's just
Okay.
It's not a flatworm, I don't think. Like, sure, I see where you could decide that it was, but I really don't think that it is. Because that looks...
It look different.
Oh, Mandy, thank you so much
like,
for
maybe
the
it's a flatworm. Maybe.
Oh, it does a little bit. The
sea
edges look a lot.
flatworms.
You want to make it into a flatworm. Yeah, sea slug.
You know what I'm thinking too, brother? If you could, yeah.
But is that how those things eat? Is that something they do?
I'm looking that up right now.
I don't want to say because I don't know in that regard. So, Man of War says never seen slug or worms like that ever. Arb says ocean flatworm, maybe new species. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We have one piece of footage, not ruling anything out. I'd love for it to be explained away naturally so we can sort of isolate that and say, okay, we can put it aside. But
it'd be so much easier.
So this video is actually on multiple. I just Googled flatworm eating crab, and that exact video shows up a lot in a lot of searches under that exact title.
Very
so
interesting.
I'm not saying it is or isn't.
No.
It is labeled as that way.
There have been, so I just want to say there have been proposals, guys, and I'm not saying in this case, just in general, that what'll happen is through public academia and STEM, science, technology, and the whole thing, they'll disseminate throughout the world these, I don't want to say creatures, I got to be careful saying viruses because of what's going on, but just so that they could explain away these things if there's ever a lab leak. Again, not saying in this case, but just in general.
I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. They only let out these little things so that we can feel comfortable when we see something like, oh, it's just a flatworm, no big deal.
Oh,
it's not some alien creature that's slowly taking over the world.
Exactly.
Right. Like people that have the reptilian type looking skin, it's always told, no, that's just a rare skin condition.
Right.
Well, like, what if they created the rare skin condition that is reptilian skin?
Yeah. Exactly. No. Well, exactly. Could you go, brother, to the other footage of let's see here. Actually, you know what? Pick if you could pick the light near the about to erupt volcano, or the alien, or the UFO ladder, whichever one. Or the UFO that seems to be malfunctioning, looks like a human type of thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you got to zoom out. It gets better. Oh, sorry. You did that.
I don't know.
Where is this at?
The volcano that's, on the verge of erupting. I don't know specifically.
It being written down. Pacific Island. I remember it being in the Pacific Islands. I don't remember Indonesia. Yeah. But I mean, that's not lava.
No.
Right.
Like a wormhole.
Corey says this guy does a lot of talk about black goo and its nature. Corey, I'd be more than happy to have these things debunked. But again, many things could be, but there's also been quite a bit of anomalies that have yet to be.
I mean, someone made a good point.
100%.
I was going to build on it. We literally have only supposedly discovered 5% of the creatures in the ocean, right? So, like, that's a lot of room to play with anything easily explained away as new species.
Could you jump to another piece of footage?
Yeah.
That's cool. Could be anything. Pick whatever you think is would be cool to look at. Some dude says, I like your username. What if that flatworm was the young stage of those flying tentacle beings or things?
Sure.
Hollywood nod too. Ever see the film Life? Yeah, Life is an interesting nod to that. Very good point. Very good point. Carrie says could be plasma, the Earth releasing energy like a piezo crystal. Very possible. Carrie's, yeah. This here was allegedly filmed over Groom Lake, so Area 51. It seems to be a UFO malfunctioning or something like that.
I mean, it's smoking on fire. I don't know.
But there's also been those black rings that have been seen all over the world that
Right.
looks sort of the way that smoke would too, right? And that's the thing.
I've
Is
been
there
seeing
any
a lot
footage-
that look like that. They look like the what are those things called from Harry Potter? The flowy black
Dementors.
things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dementors, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of that kind of thing too.
B Rabbit or Brabbit says, show us the giant footage, please. I gotta find it. I didn't plan to do it on this stream, Brabbit, but I'll do my best to look in the meantime. Yes. Kenny says, is there any footage of a USO, unidentified submerged object? There is actually. Camden, you see the one where there's water?
Yeah, sorry, I'm removing the sex bot.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Is the water one? Yeah. I got you.
Koyos, any footage of kaiju, alleged footage, and that's
No,
why I
wrong
haven't
one.
put it even on members yet, Koyos, because I don't want to. I want to at least try to ascertain the veracity of it at some point. If not, then
Right.
we'll see. Oh, Corey, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is interesting. This could be human, could also be alien. I'm not saying it's either or, but there's some other USO footage too that I'll send over.
Like, is
This
it
could
picking
be-
up a
There's another underwater one I have that's even really. It's not the one where the UFO plops into the water. It's a different kind, where it like changes shape, so to speak.
that one.
Is it emitting something through the top? Or is
It
that just
seem-
grainy footage?
I don't. That's the thing. It's hard to say. It
It-
seems like it is, but sorry,
Why?
Cameron.
I mean, it's potato quality. Persistently.
Always.
Oh, this is the.
It looks like someone's ass. Like,
Oh,
see, it looks
man.
like someone with a thong. On.
Oh, it does. Holy shit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Where is it?
Actually kind of reminds me of that other video of the transforming person blob thing.
Oh shit!
Oh, right. Yeah,
I'm with
I
it.
see what you mean. Yeah,
That side.
It's.
I mean, from what you can tell from the potato.
I mean, yeah,
quality.
you can't even get a scale. That's also the problem with, I guess, water. Like, I have no idea how big or not that is.
oh. That's really interesting. Let's see what everyone thinks of that.
Yeah.
Trina, why do these all look like they were recorded with a flip phone? I agree. There's speculation that some of this technology, because it's been adapted by humans at this point, has been by the way that they released like smartphone technology and integrated circuits by reverse engineering alien tech. It was already disseminated into the public to sort of have the optical lens blur out because of an energy force around a certain craft or devices. I'm not trying to make up excuses, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me. However,
yeah.
Sorry?
No, I was gonna say. I mean, it would make sense, but also like.
Oh, hold on a sec. Sorry, I gotta.
Go ahead.
No, keep going, and then I'll say.
Okay. Well, it's just. I mean, you guys tell me if you think, but like, is it possible that the UFO's energy, the same way that like our eyes can't perceive them, so it makes something up that makes sense? Is there a phone like it can't just record like things that are of multiple dimensions, and it tries to like stack and layer thing, and it just can't compute, and that's why it ends up being potato quality?
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's like cloaking, like it has some sort of cloaking on it that
Sure.
blocks our
Right.
phones from being able
Right.
to record it
that's,
properly.
I mean, there's
Something
documents.
like that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
documents, by the way, that say from the 60s and 70s that it's. I mean, I would go as far personally as to say, I don't know if I could speak on behalf of Camden, but that the tech is there for that. No question about it. There's an energy field around it. It, you know, blurs out and you name it. But okay, so guys, for those that are on the stream, yeah, let's watch this one. The next 3 pieces of footage after this, or 4 pieces rather, are pretty exciting in my opinion. So someone got this of it landing.
I wish I'm not gonna edit it. I'm not gonna be that neurotic.
No, it's all right. Let's just let it play.
Yeah.
One thing sideways, whatever.
Well, I'll just go like this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny to see all 3 of you guys like. Presuming it were to be legitimate, I would say human.
I think more and more of them really are.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way even they're flown too. Not to say that that's the deciding factor, but I mean, you look at, for example, some footage of security cameras placed, you know, near volcanoes and things like that. You see UFOs flying into the volcano, and the way that they fly in, you could tell is just the way that it's flown is like an experienced driver driving a car versus like a 18-year-old that just got in. You know, it really looks like that, in my opinion, at least. But
Austin Powers pre-programmed us for volcano layers like 20 years ago.
No.
Did you want to put by the way, let's see, the UFO that is seen in the water? I don't know if this, and then we'll listen to the NASA recordings. That one has sound.
Okay.
Actually,
is this one it? I'm trying
the
to
one in
find
the water.
next to water.
It should be right below NASA recordings. Also, someone asked if I've heard of the mud flood theory. Yes. Oh, absolutely. I have. Arrows brings up an interesting point. Totally slipped my mind. Thank you, brother. He goes, Dave, I believe you. When I saw a cigar-shaped UFO about 8 years ago, I pulled out my phone to record and my phone died as if it just drained my battery completely. They've been known to do that too. Fighter pilots, all that kind of stuff, completely deactivate, you know, the weapon system, specifically the weapon systems of their fighter craft. So allowing them to still be safe, to still, you know, escape in a parachute in their fighter jet if need be. But in terms of firing, it would just be not possible.
Same with cars, the draining the battery in the car, and then when the UFO leaves, it's fine again. Like they recharged it, gave them a jump, you know? Right,
exactly. I mean, if they have an understanding of the energy that is all around us, as you know, they say the ether or whatever, ether energy or whatever you want to call it, it would seem pretty damn simple to be able to deactivate a car battery or something like that, right? Right. Lee Jizzle says electromagnetism. Yeah. There we go.
Is that the Millennium Falcon?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing too.
Like apparently, a Lego set.
Apparently, the Millennium Falcon type looking ship, it's been seen all over in the skies and stuff. But you know that underground one that you can find on Google Earth. You know what I'm talking about. It looks like the Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
Have they blurred that one out yet, or can you still find it?
It depends, and I think it depends where in the world you use Google Earth.
Yeah, I need to start doing VPNs on my maps.
That's another thing.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I thought about doing that before. Yeah. Just bounce it around and see what other shit pops up.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's so even if it's it's a really good Lego set, it's like moving. Even if it is not.
Looks like that's what it's called.
Stuff's moving.
Thank you, Carries. Thank you so much. The Baltic anomaly, the underwater UFO. The Baltic anomaly looks just like the Millennium Falcon, and there's been more and more sightings. Yes, that's what it. Thank you so much, Carries. I appreciate it.
My question is, why are all of these videos like under 10 seconds? I guess this one's a little longer, but they're all like.
Yeah.
I've personally, when I find them on the dark web or other various places, even in some cases, believe it or not, like Pinterest, but when I find them, I crop them so that you can't see like beginning and end, but I don't take out the actual footage part of it. So it's a good point. It's a good point. Could you pull up, Camden,
Listen.
the NASA recordings. Let's you're gonna have to mute us or whatever in order for everyone else to hear it. But
Yeah.
just so everyone knows, what Camden's gonna pull up is the video. I believe it's a 2-minute video. It's a compilation of seemingly very legitimate footage, and audio too. So I'm gonna shut up now.
Lots clear. 7, go ahead. I'm talking at 10 o'clock high. This is Houston. Say again, 7. I'm talking at 10 o'clock high. An object which is in the same place all the time and appears to be tumbling. Well, we've had it ever since yesterday. It just seems to be tagging along with us.
October 21st, 1995.
We have an unidentified flying object.
Can you guys still hear us?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think the audience can right now.
I can't hear anything on the video.
Oh, you'd have to play it from another screen or whatever. It's just the way OBS, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Now you can hear sound, but it's over.
Anyways, let me know when. I think everyone can hear us now.
Yeah, no, everyone can hear us now.
Yeah. I can't hear you though, Camden.
Oh yeah, you can't. You're right. Yeah, you can't hear me.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what everyone in the comments thought. But what'd you guys think?
Pretty wild. I mean, it's hard to tell with the, like you said, the potato quality. It's like, I don't know what to make of it. It looks like lights and it looks like this. And
right, absolutely.
I need some 4K high def zoomed in, let's look at these things.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't understand why the TVs are so good. You want us to look at Holly weirdos in 4K, but I can't look at aliens.
Right. It's sorry, Arb says Wild says these ones are well known in the UFO community. Yes, of course. Yeah. These ones I know for a fact, obviously. Let's see. Arb asks, what's your take on moon mushrooms? You mean mushrooms on the moon, those buildings? I believe it's the case. There was a certain gentleman who was analyzing some photographs for NASA back in the 70s, I believe. No, late 60s, early 70s. Anyways, he testified at the 2001 National Press Club event and said that he was told by a colleague, and I quote, saying, "My God, we found buildings on the backside of the moon." And he showed him pictures of mushroom-shaped buildings. If that's what you're referring to, Arb, then yeah. Trina, sorry, I know it was a compilation of some different some audio and video of astronauts speaking, saying, we're following the alien spacecraft, all that. Sorry?
Yeah, no, it's the Showtime UFO documentary has some really good NASA like videos. It's pretty high quality too. This is like some Morse code, binary, something like that in the sky. Like I've never seen even.
Well, could you go to the UFO UFO ladder and also actually sorry before the ladder, could you open up that 11-second one next to the Millennium Falcon? it's a pretty decent close-up of a craft, in my opinion. Heath put some coordinates in the thing. Cool. Okay, we're gonna get back to the coordinates soon, brother. Thank you.
We've already done those. We've already showed those.
Oh, we did. Okay.
But yeah, this UFO ladder is rad. This is one of my favorite
Lee
videos.
says send some. Lee, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Thank you. From images from moon. Okay, for sure. Let's see.
Hold on. I have a better version of this video. Sorry.
Sure, no problem. Wild says, I wonder where they hired the people to work in those secret bases. They have to clone people or have another group of humans born and raised only for that purpose. Well, Wild, I would say that there are humans on the surface level that do know about these things, but I also agree with you in the sense that they probably do, I guess, deploy or create hybrids that serve most of the purposes down there. 100%. Okay, so check this out, guys.
They did stabilize this and slow it. But like, it's gonna keep going. It's a whole lot. It just keeps going.
And then it attaches to a UFO, I believe.
Yeah, but like, see why they called it a ladder? Like, it really does look like there's ladder rungs and then gaps in there.
Yeah.
And then like, see, there's a UFO.
That is wild.
there.
I've never seen anything like this one.
I know. I can't.
This to me looks like some type of human military test to see with whatever that energy beam, ladder, whatever you want to call it, if there's a device that emits something. Again, it's a better close up.
But it literally does look like a light ladder. I don't know.
Carrie says there's a new laser that can do it. Full RGB laser projection tech.
I'm looking it up.
Was that from
This was
Wild
shown to be a
says
Chinese firework demonstration. This is known. Wrong.
Japanese?
I don't know. I've
But
never seen
Japanese firework demonstration? I'd love for it to be debunked. Oh, Anthony says the very viral fireworks show. Oh, perfect. So we can debunk that one. Could you pull up, Camden, the 11-second one? The one next to the Millennium Falcon?
I think we already showed it, is what I was just saying.
No. Not the Millennium Falcon, the other one. It's... Do you know which one I'm talking about?
There's not one we haven't shown next to the Millennium.
We showed this one?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
showing with my phone.
Oh, that one. Yeah, no, that's on mine. It didn't stay next to it. Yeah, no, you're right. That's weird. Save video as.
There we go. Perfect. Anthony, yes. Click on link to debunk UFO ladder. Perfect. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Where's the link?
I don't know, but
I'll go look in the. I'll find it. I'm curious.
did we play the alien one, the alien face, by the way?
No.
No, not yet. Okay. So after this one, we'll play the alien at the
window.
Yeah.
I always feel
there
like
we go.
Somebody's watching me.
That looks like my cat.
Wow.
It's so like, I don't mean, as easily to be said it's not real as anything else, but I mean it's fluid.
Oh,
Would you have the balls to take out your phone and record that if you saw that right at your window?
I know,
though?
right?
I
I
would
don't
be
think
like,
that I would.
this, I'm out of here. I would just run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Camden
the
brother,
real
I'm
reason
sending you.
there's never any good videos.
I'd be too busy dropping a log in my drawers to get my phone out.
I'm sending you, Camden. I just sent a 2-minute one. It's just coming through now. And this one is cool. This one has yet to be debunked as well. This is very new footage. And I'm curious to see what the audience thinks of this. All right. Just give it a sec. Let me see some of the comments here. I'd moon him.
Bro. Them ladder fireworks. Like, yeah, you can look it up, and there's loads of photos of it.
Let me know if you got that.
I did.
It just came through.
Sorry, I'm
perfect. No problem.
Distracted.
You guys got to see this. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's got to download.
Yeah, no problem. This is about 2 minutes.
There's loads of UFO or loads of ladder firework photos. I get it.
Oh, okay.
But
perfect.
There's not,
okay. See, this is why I love doing this stuff, because in real time we can debunk it. This is why I love this. We can decipher.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but now, then explain to me how you do that with a firework.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I could see how they would.
I have no idea how you would make it do that with an actual firework.
And make it static too. It's like it looks pretty still after it's formed the ladder. It just stays there.
I mean, like I could see them setting a ladder, like on fire or something.
What's this? Ben Man 10. It's part of a longer video of a guy being allegedly stalked by a gray. Interesting.
Huh.
Anthony. Oh, of course, Anthony, brother. He said, "So glad you guys looked." Of course, the whole point of this not just the stream but the show is to not, just ignore everything and say no, it's got to be this. It's that this is one of the beautiful things about doing this live, let alone in real time, right? But did the video download yet or no? What?
It doesn't like it. Hold on, I'll fix it.
I can resend if need be. Not sure why I would do that, but anyways, it's really cool.
Go ahead and send it again.
Send it again, sure.
Yeah. You seen those fireworks at Dollywood? Dollywood, yeah. They do have some bombastic fireworks.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Check. Let's look at some coordinates in the meantime. I'll send you a few, so we don't have to worry about this again.
Okay, this is how they say they do it. I don't know what about this setup makes it happen like a ladder, but that's what they've said they set up. I don't know. Physics.
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just trust it, I guess. That's what they tell me.
Might as well.
That line really does go for a long ways. Does it go all the way down here? Yeah. You can't. If you've got a flat earth, you got to put a seam in it somewhere. Huh. You guys see that line?
Yeah.
But like
that's the line all the way from the North Pole where the ice wasn't
where the
erased.
ice wasn't deleted. So like, oh, that's Fiji.
Oh, this is great footage.
Huh.
Yeah, no, keep looking. Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm really ticked off that we couldn't get that other footage.
A lot of these places. So I don't understand the difference in like. Why can't I see what the ocean looks like? Why is like I can zoom in on this land?
You're asking too many questions, Camden. You're asking too far.
Like that's not water.
Yeah, it looks like land.
Yeah.
Ooh, a hole.
I know. Like what? And why was this not corrected?
I've seen better water on a video game.
I know.
It's true. It's true.
Call of Duty makes water look amazingly real. Like, get your act together, NASA. What are you doing?
I know. I sometimes wonder what it would be like to live in some of these places. Like what? What do you do if you live here? I don't know. I have no idea.
Go to the beach a lot.
Smoke a lot of weed, probably.
Yeah. Where's my favorite? Hold on. Where's my favorite random Pacific island? Here it is. This is where I'm moving. It's got Paris, it's got London, it's got Banana, it's got Poland, all on the same island.
It's got Paris. It's got Banana. It's got Poland.
Hey, literally, look. There's Paris. There's London. There's Poland. There's Banana.
Someone's Mystic Q said, "Zoom into Starbucks Island."
Oh yeah, that's a good island too. There's London. You don't have like what? The beach in London? They have every church. They've got a mosque, a Catholic church, a Latter-day Saints church, a United church. Like, this is the most.
Where is this?
This is
What the fuck?
right in the middle of fucking nothing.
Wow.
What's the name of the island?
Kiribati. It is a little group of islands in the Pacific that they did some nuclear testing at one of them. I don't know if they did it at this island. It's very like hush hush. We don't really talk about what we actually did because it was really fucky. A lot of these Pacific islands are like really getting ruined by nukes. But like, look how pretty it is. That's all water. That's so pretty. And this water's shit.
Let me just say it one last time to the audience. I'm sorry for this little technical malfunction, guys. What ends up happening is Camden and myself, we pre-plan footage coordinates for these streams, and then we end up looking at all of it. We have such a good time that we end up just keep going.
I just keep going. Well, I could zoom in and out on the Earth all day. Like this
I think you do.
I know. I spend a lot of time doing it. What is the Matu Upa? I don't know. Like, I don't understand some of this stuff.
Yeah, so you can see the waves for like, I don't know, a couple 100 yards off the beach or however far that is,
Right.
and then it just cuts off and it's just blurred out and looks like a sheet of fabric over the rest of it.
Right.
Right.
Like, but
Yeah, look at
Looks
that.
like the weather patterns.
Clearly
Could they be-
digitally altered.
Yeah.
could they be hiding like islands and whole things for real? Like, we wouldn't know. We literally wouldn't know. That's a cloud. But like, there could be a whole other island like right here, but they've just
No,
put
exactly.
this thing over it.
Check your Telegram, brother. Got two very good videos. If you could play the cigar-shaped footage first, if that's cool. This is you have to mute the sound too. It's a compilation of a few different things, but it's very, in my opinion, descriptive of how these craft would fly. And
yeah,
there's
this
that.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen it too many times. Guys, I'm not stoned at all. I get that I just look like it, and like I have a stoner personality and things, and I smoked a lot of weed for a long, long time, but I'm like sober. I just like have a perma high. Sorry.
And the way that I speak, some people think that that I'm on Adderall or something. Not true. not true at all. It's just my natural way of speaking.
I'm just gonna start calling Camden Spicoli.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
He's good with it. You see like that right there? Okay. Those are what's behind it? What are they called again? The stealth bombers?
Yeah, the B2.
Oh yeah.
Those are stealth bombers, and apparently we got a lot of the tech of stealth bombers right out of Roswell, allegedly.
Yeah, it's flying right there with them.
And those things can fly 100% silent too. I don't know if if they just cut their engines and kind of glide, but they can fly utterly silently.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, this one's really cool too. I just sent you two more as well, brother.
Okay.
There's another one that's 7 seconds, not that long, but let's keep this going. Let's let me yeah, like look at that. I find that super cool.
LOL.
That was actually decent quality too.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't like.
Especially for nighttime.
I know.
Patricia says, could you imagine if they had islands with engineered human species? I'm betting they do.
We wouldn't know.
Right. I'm betting they do. Apparently, it's gone to the point, and the members will see this shortly, that coming up on tomorrow's Patreon episode, allegedly hybrids underground have developed in such a good way that they're getting very similar to humans in terms of their mannerisms, behavior, the whole thing.
I mean, that really is solid. Like, as good a quality as we could really want. I would love to zoom in some, but...
Clay says, I can vouch with a witness. We've seen what looks similar to a cigar and tubular shaped UFO, so definitely a thing.
That's hard to tell if that's cigar shaped or if it's just one side of a triangle.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, exactly. Could you put up, Camden? Let's see here. The one where the TR3Bs are put together, then they split apart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, guys, I don't care about smoking weed. I love weed. I just needed a break from it. I wanted to be cleared. Like, if I was stoned, y'all would know I was stoned.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't even do a show if I was baked.
Yeah.
I'd just be like,
Right.
I mean, personally, I think the audience knows how I am. I'm pretty open. I mean, I did a live stream on shrooms once, so, you know.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably do that. It'd be interesting. But
Okay, so these two are together, and then they split. And then you can see the bottom of it looks exactly like the typical, even the patented design of the TR3B.
I'm gonna ask their opinion on it. That one from Middle East somewhere where 3 of them are flying.
Yeah.
I want to ask their opinion.
what's that other blob?
Watch what's gonna. Yeah, there's more than just the 2 triangles together. Watch what's about to happen. I believe they'll split. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, it definitely looks like the TR3B.
I know, right?
Oh, yep.
Definitely, like it looks like the textbook patent design of what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try to send this again.
That's fine. But not what I wanted.
It's like, I'm just a cloud.
Yeah. It's like hiding in the clouds, and it's like,
Yeah.
look at me.
But
Just a
like that's part
fast-moving
of the thing.
cloud.
Like if we can't perceive it, if it's not like if our brain can't compute it, it's just gonna make it look like something we can. So like cloud, sure. It really does look like a cloud though.
Yeah, it does. And apparently some of these craft they cloak themselves to look like planes and things like that, which is interesting because planes move a lot slower, right, than these craft allegedly do. So would they be patient enough for the sake of disguising themselves, to move slow just for the sake of, you know, if they had to get close to the surface?
Not all the time, that's for sure.
Right. That my thoughts exactly. Could you play the other one, brother? This one is debatable. I'm curious to see what the audience thinks of this one.
Which one? 35 seconds?
I believe so, yeah. Could you play this one on repeat if that's cool?
Yeah. It's just being slow. Which one is it? This one.
They having a rave up there.
Crazy.
I know.
All right. Looks like a party spam container.
It almost looks like a piece of sushi.
Yeah. No, both of
Yeah.
those things, like a bioluminescent tuna can, something like that. Yeah.
Spam.
Yeah.
This the ones I'm going to send you now, I'm pretty sure are military.
I think.
Camden, what was the name of that TR3B that you were telling us about? It has a different name at the end.
Oh,
Because we were telling you guys what we saw.
Astra.
Astra?
TR3B.
Astra.
Right. Astra. There's different variations.
What was the?
And those are the ones we know of.
Exactly.
Yes. The Astra ones, I think, were the ones specifically that had the, like, diminished reality, like cloaking type thing that they were saying. If I could find if I wanted to go dig, I probably could find it actually, but the article we used when we were talking about that, like, had some Google Earth links of, like, places where you can do street view, like people were talking about, and then it looks like an invisibility cloak, like a Harry Potter invisibility cloak of some plane type of thing. So the thought is that kind of proof of things that they actually have already, kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. That's what Joe and I saw on 4th of July.
Right,
It was
exactly.
like triangle cloaked craft. And I definitely felt like it was military because it was 4th of July and they know that people are lighting off fireworks, so it's easy to get away with. But
right.
I've been looking around really hard to try to find a video of exactly what we saw, and I can't. So I've just been trying to find something. It had like kind of a green glow in the background outlining it, but it was very faint. And then it looked see-through, but you could tell it wasn't, and 100% silent. No sound.
Yeah.
And it was moving pretty fast. So, and then as it flew away, it looked like 3 or 4 points of light on it, definitely in a triangle at least, but it looked like a satellite formation instead. And I couldn't tell if it was a triangle or if it was a group of satellites moving really fast.
Right. Yeah. No. That was a really, really interesting story. I remember you telling it, and I haven't seen any videos of things like that yet either. Like, since we talked about it, like, I've not seen like a UFO leak, whatever you want to call it, of anything exactly made me think, oh, that's what she was talking about. That's that. So, like, I don't know. Maybe
if I find one, I'll send it your way.
Sure, but, like, if you can't see it, you can't record it, kind of thing. Maybe
but I think you could have. We saw something. We saw the triangle shape at least.
Yeah.
So I think if you could just, I think if I saw a video that was similar, even if it was blurry or messed up, I could tell.
Could you, Camden,
most people know what predator cloaking looks like, so you can imagine.
Exactly that.
Right. Could you pull up the one I just sent you? There's a file that may not load, so I sent another one.
That one?
Oh yeah, this one is really cool too. So this one, actually, folks, I got a bit of a story for this, and I sent you another one too. But so this was actually sent to me by a friend, believe it or not. And there's a point where you can actually see it looks like something's coming out of the water for a split second. We're gonna have to pause it when it happens. It's about to happen, I think, but let's let it play through. Reverse it, if that's cool.
No, it came out of the water when it showed the water last time.
Oh, it came out of the, okay.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Back it up a little more, please. Yeah, little more. Wait for it.
No, we're gonna.
There. You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you see. Sorry, I jumped.
Gotta go back a little more.
Right there.
But, like,
you see that?
I have no idea. It is just a flash.
It's if you pause it,
fast.
It looks like a. It's tough. I know it's tough. With just a basic video player, it's difficult. But I figured that we'd give it a shot.
I can put it in my video editor and do frame by frame. I could definitely get the frame that it is on. But we were talking about it earlier. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
If you could pull up the other one too.
I mean, human eyes can only see in 30 FPS. So, like, We literally, if something's moving faster than that, we can't see it. So what was that?
Looks. Can I post a link in the chat? Carries? Yes, of course, of course.
But like, on what? Like, what is the?
On what? For regarding what?
Oh, sorry. Their what beam of energy? Their I don't know. Like what? I can't. We can't really tell.
I sent you another one too. If once we're done with this one.
Okay. I just want to. The scale on that seems huge.
There's a craft behind that one.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like that's what made me say the scale on it is huge, cause like there's a whole nother craft coming and going from it.
Right.
Sorry, I did a weird zoom in.
No problem.
See? Like yeah, that thing's huge.
Yeah, very big.
Is one of those round things the moon, or is that two other crafts?
Yeah, I know.
And
I
the small
couldn't figure
one?
that out either.
Sorry, Tahir says slow down the pace of the speed of the video if possible.
Okay. I think they mean the other one.
Sean says this was a video in China. Hohino says looks like Kana Point.
Sure. I don't know that one. New project.
It is nice we have the power lines there for scale, so we can tell.
Yeah, right.
Kind of how far it might be.
Right. Very good point. Yep.
Still potato quality, but you know, what do you want? That's all we get.
Trina says there's been videos of light being shown through clouds in a similar way. You can't see the object doing it, but it looks mechanical. I believe it. Oh, I'm not sure if they meant slow down this one or the other one.
I think they meant this one, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what area of the video we were even looking at on this one.
I saw it, but it's literally one whole frame.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's very difficult to say.
And it could just be a camera glitch. Like I could not tell what it all was.
Very possible. It could be a camera glitch.
I saw a flash of light in the middle.
When
of the
my
screen.
friend showed me it, he had it in his editor. Huhino says it's in Hawaii. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you clarifying that. When my friend showed me in his editor, yeah.
Shit.
There
we go.
It's again.
I have no idea. Oh, it's on that screen. Oh, you suck.
There we go.
I mean, like it's
like that.
something there.
Wild. Would you say glitch? He says Wild says glitch for sure. Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
It's fine.
Could we pull up the other two I just sent you on Telegram? Very short ones.
It
and
seems
then
like it's
AJ
attached to the water though. Like I thought it was a flash of light, but that looks like it's on the water.
I don't know. To me, again, just speculation. Looks like it's angled outwards, as if the trajectory is meant to go upwards, like it's.
It
leaving.
literally is one whole frame. It is on that frame, and it is not on that frame.
That dimension just glitched into ours for like a half second.
Yeah.
That's. Sorry, 1 sec.
Second. It's one whole frame in 30 frames per second. It's a 30th of a second.
AJ Beats says, have you heard of the Phoenix journals? It's similar to the Law of One interactions, all logged interviews and meetings. I have AJ. Yes, 100%. I don't think I've seen all of it, but I definitely have. Griff goes glitch in the Matrix.
Sure, yeah,
good,
it is
good
a
point.
glitch.
Yeah, good
whatever.
point.
I mean, all the same.
Could you pull up either one of the last two I sent you?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking after these two, we'll slowly wrap it up.
Shit, see, I didn't even realize we've been on here for 2 hours. I mean, maybe I'm stoned. I don't know.
just over 2 hours we've been on. Yeah, that's why. This one's interesting.
Yeah, like I mean, looks like a Power Rangers bad guy ship.
Right.
It looks like the end result of that original video he saw where the person was slowly turning into a craft in the
There
parking
you
lot.
go.
Right.
Exactly.
It has all the bulbous ends of it.
Right. I mean, if you were able to change your like matter is neither created or destroyed, and neither is energy. It's all like just like transmutable. If you were able to make your matter and energy be whatever, then like sure you can make yourself into a UFO. I get why can't you? I guess.
Right. Let me see here. Some dude asks Dave, "Are you familiar with Crow 777's lunar wave work?" Nope, but I'm
like
writing it down,
Crow.
and I
He's
will
really
be.
good. He does
Oh, we
Oh,
had him on
dude.
our show and
Yeah,
he
y'all
talked about
did.
that.
That was a great show. And then he gave us a key to watch his Shoot the Moon video. And it's pretty wild, dude. I don't know what to make of it.
The lunar wave is so weird. It's like rendering across the moon. You just see it like go click, 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 click. And it just, the picture changes as someone's just recording.
That's
It
It's
reminds
so
me of
weird.
an old tube TV, you
Well,
know,
as
the way
he's
that it
recording, I
renders.
guess.
It,
Right.
Oh.
Camden, could you play the other one, brother?
Yeah. So like
Thank you.
you could make speculation there about the moon being a projection of like or something, right? Is that basically what we're like maybe
he kind
saying?
of goes down that.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. No, I'm just making sure I get it.
He's never very specific on what he thinks it is. He just knows it's not what we're told.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Got
Always
you.
a safe place to be, you know.
Right.
The best place to be. We have to all know that we know nothing at all.
Exactly. I just wanted to say while we're wrapping it up, because there's more footage, but I mean, we'll save it for another stream, especially because some of the files, like the ones that couldn't be downloaded, well, I know how to fix that afterwards. But
Okay.
Jen and Joe, if you could tell everyone in the audience where they could find you guys and how they can get a hold of you or where to find your show and all that, please.
Yeah, we're on almost every podcast player. I mean, if you're on Apple or Spotify, it's on there. Overcast, all of them. Even on Google
I
Play.
admit, I believe I have linked in the description their like link tree, their Instagram. Like I think I have
okay.
those links in the description.
Perfect. Yeah, we're on Rockfin.
Cool.
What else? Patreon.com/legitbat podcast. But if it's in the link tree, then you'll find it all
Yeah.
there. We're also in the Alt Media United Network. Shout out to Mark Steves.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
about it.
not to derail, but I've seen. We haven't gotten ourselves involved in that, but I have seen good things about it. It come with a solid, like, you like that, the alt media, like you like. Okay,
It's a
I
great
hadn't heard
community.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Some
Sam's in it. Greg Carlwood.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Some dude, Dave, you talking about your full moon synchronicity made me think to recommend that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wild says, "Oh, Griff, okay, for sure, brother." Wild says, "Overall ready." Wild, if we were just simply streamers, I would agree with you. I would easily do 3, 4, 5 hour stream. But when you got, episodes to prepare for the following day and stuff like that, that's when it'll get to you a little bit. So,
And family and kids and life.
But I don't know when you came in, Wild, but we're coming on to 2.5 hours at this point. So,
All right, this is what we get the last of the stream. So
Sure.
GTA 5 has San Andreas, right?
Yep.
Did you know it's a real place?
Really?
I didn't. Yeah, and it's owned by Colombia, but it's not anywhere close to Colombia. It's this island, and it's a sovereign place of Colombia, but it's a tax haven, and it has the same GDP as the entire state of Texas. If you ask me, there's some money laundering happening.
Probably a little cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally it's that far away from Colombia right there, but it is not even a territory, like it is land of Colombia. And it's San Andreas. Like, go do GTA in real life.
I appreciate that, Trina. Thank you. Carrie says get monetized members and stuff. Carrie's we got a Patreon,
They'd never let us
patreon.com
on YouTube.
/Generation Z. the reason why I never monetized to begin with is because they limit the content you can put out when you become an official YouTube partner. And on top of that, I don't believe in putting stuff out I wouldn't want to watch myself. I hate when ads interrupt. So that, like I've said, I'll say it one more time as a reminder, because it's been a couple months since I said it. If you guys watch any of our videos on this channel and there's ads, it's not from us. It's YouTube apparently has this new thing where they can
wait, really? There's ads pop up sometimes?
No. But there have been cases where YouTube just puts them there, and they even if you're not a partner, the money just goes right to YouTube anyways.
Well, fuck them.
Oh, that is fucked.
Yeah, no.
That happened to one of my friends. He had a video out of him playing guitar or teaching guitar. It was something not that important. It was just it had a couple hundred plays, and a couple people told him ads just randomly showed up on it. It was really stupid because he's like, "Wow, since when?"
It's like, yeah, he knew he wasn't monetized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He wasn't monetized. He just put a YouTube ad or put a YouTube video out, and YouTube on its own started putting ads on it. He didn't even know until people started telling him.
That's crazy.
That's really weird.
Crazy.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to thank. Oh, you
one
do
more.
another one?
I love fucking Google Earth. This is the most gated community in all of America. It is completely. You have to go through an entire country border twice to get to this beautiful Point Roberts. It's got its own high school. It's got a golf course. It's got an entire road named Roosevelt Way that is the border of the United States and Canada. I don't know. Why is it America? Why? I don't know.
That's
but
so
that's
interesting.
pretty fucking hilarious.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, everyone, I just wanted to thank everyone that's watching live right now for coming out. It was a great time as per usual. And this time around, we checked out some more coordinates and stuff like that instead of just footage over and over. So yeah, thank you everybody, and we'll catch all of you very, very soon. And thank you, Jen and Joe, so much for coming on and staying on as long as you did.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us. I totally could dork out on Google Earth forever, Camden. I do it all the time. Like I do it on the weather app and on Google Earth. So this was really fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We always love talking to you guys. We got to get you back on our show again too sometime.
Absolutely. It'd be an honor for sure. All right. Cheers, everybody.
I ended it. I ended it when you said it'd be an honor. We're still on Zoom call, but